I'm sure it's happened to you where you're under contract on the property and don't know what the timelines are. All of a sudden you're getting calls about, hey, you know, we need to do this, hey, we need to do that. And you're wondering, why was I not told about this, right? So today in Real Estate 101, we're gonna talk about the diligence and contingencies that go with the contract. Hey guys, this is Alfredo with Century 21 Americana, and today, like I mentioned, we're going to talk about contingencies and due diligence while under contract on a real estate. Now, most of you know, when you get a contract, the first thing that the realtor calls you and asks you for is, hey, we need to make the initial deposit, right?
That's right.
That's right. So we have 24 hours to 48 hours, depending on how you write the contract, we have 24 to 48 hours to make that initial deposit of the EMD, which is an earnest money deposit. It's a good faith money to say, hey, I'm interested about this property, so here's the deposit.
Exactly.
Now, what happens after that? After that, there's a series of timelines that we need to follow. Number one is that, depending how you write the contract or the agent writes the contract, you should have between 8 and 10 days to do a home inspection. Now, obviously, us agents, she's a lender, us agents, we have to make sure that gets done before the timeline expires, because then that will put your EMD at risk.
Exactly.
Now, let's say inspection went well, everything is good. What happens next? We have two contingencies that don't belong to me as a realtor, but we do keep an eye on it just to make sure that, you know, we follow the rules. But the next contingency is the appraisal contingency, and that's where Yesenia, as a lender, comes in.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, and we do, I actually myself in my office, we do keep track of all the contingencies. We do keep track of the home inspection contingency just to make sure that the client has done the home inspection, because normally we want to wait for that home inspection to be done to request the appraisal.
Correct.
Because if something was to come back wrong or changes the client's mind as far as purchasing this property with the home inspection, we'd rather them be out the home inspection fee and not the home inspection and the appraisal fee. Keeping that in mind, we are constantly emailing the agent saying, hey, do we have the green light to request the appraisal?
And I'm like, no.
Because we do want to make sure that that appraisal does come back within the contingency period to give also the client the opportunity to cancel if for whatever reason the home doesn't appraise. The last contingency, like you mentioned, is the loan contingency. We do want to make sure that the client is qualified and that we've covered all of our bases so that the transaction is not canceled due to the client's loan not being able to be approved.
Yes, so those contingencies are very important. Now, you might want to ask your agent while you're under contract, hey, when does my loan contingency expire? Now, some agents or most of the agents should know that if that is going to expire, you check with the lender, say, hey, where are we at? And if they need more time to get that full approval, then we need to extend and make sure that your EMD is never at risk.
Exactly.
That is our job, to make sure that you get your property, and not only that, that we never make it stressful for you, because that could be stressful, right?
Exactly. And not only that, but make sure that when you guys are signing this contract, you guys are mindful of those dates, because those dates or that time frames or time period, whatever you want to call it, is negotiable.
It is. It is. Now, I'm going to go based on my contracts that I write with my clients. Most of them are 8-day due diligence for inspection. I got 14 days for appraisal, and then I do have 21 days for loan contingency, but being that most of the loans close in 30 days, that should be enough time.
Exactly.
You can do 10 days, you can do 15 to 16 days, and then you can do 25 days. It's up to you. Actually, you can tell your agent, hey, I want to have 10 days for this, or I want to have so many days for this, and obviously he'll make sure that he'll give you the good advice on what to do, right?
Exactly. At the end of the day, you know, we just want to get all the information out there so that you know your rights, you know what to look for when you guys are signing that purchase contract. And also, there are times when the previous lender can't get your loan done and you're transferring to a new lender. Make sure that you're extending those contingencies. Otherwise, you will be putting your earnest money deposit at risk.
Absolutely. So share this video. Make sure everybody gets to see it, because it's very important if you're involved in a real estate transaction that you know this information. And if you want to like our page, make sure you like my page, Alfredo Rosales. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can find me there, or
Yesenia Alfaro with Residential Mortgage Services.
So we look forward to seeing you guys.